There's one and only champion of Germany, BVB, BVB. BVB is short for the full name of the club, Ballspielverein Borussia 09 EV Dortmund. When Bayern Munich won the title in 2010, Louis van Gaal called himself a fire beast, a party monster. In Jurgen Klopp, he had a worthy successor. The contrast with the club's position a few years earlier could not have been starker. In 2002, Dortmund was a city still used to success. Champions League and Intercontinental Cup victories in 1997, Bundesliga champions in 1995 and 1996, UEFA Cup finals in 1993 and 2002. It seemed inevitable that the trophy cabinet in the Westfalenstadion would grow ever fuller. But then the club had flung money at sporting success and things had got out of hand. BVB had teetered on the brink of bankruptcy, not just in intensive care, but being readied for the autopsy, to quote one report. A complete meltdown was averted at the last minute, but the sporting development of the team was crippled as a result. The club had been saved because the creditors agreed to a rescue package, but the budget cuts left the team a shadow of its former self in the following seasons. The sporting architect of the success story was Jurgen Klopp. Within 3 years, he had transformed an average mid-table team into national champions. A charismatic and meticulous coach, he was described by Dortmund's sporting director as my best transfer. The comparison with the previous Dortmund title-winning team was stark. While the champions of 2002 were a side filled with experience and international stars such as Tomasz Rosicky, Jan Koller and Amoroso. Klopp's BVB was youthful and dynamic, boasting homegrown stars like Mario Götze and Kevin Grosskreutz. When he arrived in Dortmund, Klopp had promised full-throttle football, and he had kept his word. The last time Dortmund had been champions in 2002, there had also been joyous celebrations in the city. But the 2011 vintage was something different. These were scenes that weren't planned, weren't expected, and that no one had even dared hope for. There was an emotional bond between the players and the fans that hadn't been there before. An enormous wave of enthusiasm that reached far beyond the Ruhr metropolis itself. Klopp's Dortmund was a young team that had given everything in every game, a commitment to the cause that a whole nation could identify with. It would probably be fair to say that in 2011, the city of Dortmund cheered for its heroes more enthusiastically than ever before. The triumph of Klopp and his team gave the city a reinvigorated sense of pride and self-respect. Dortmunders defined themselves through the success of their football club in a way that only the other inhabitants of the industrial or post-industrial Ruhr understand. This is a city that has struggled with high levels of unemployment, 13% at the time of the 2011 Bundesliga success, and which makes sporting success for the city all the more meaningful. Klopp was well aware of the responsibility that put on his shoulders. Asked about his motivation early in his time as manager, he said, "What we can do is give people a distraction, make people happy. I can't do anything to improve the political circumstances. I can't change anything about the social reality, but we can give these people a moment of happiness." This attitude is why so many of the fans loved Klopp, and why, with Borussia Dortmund, Jurgen Klopp found his second sporting love after Mainz 05. Some of the Dortmund fans took their love of their manager further than others. In spring 2011, die-hard BVB fan Martin Hirschen had a portrait of a shouting Klopp tattooed onto his back. Such was his faith in Klopp's managerial.